Hey there, friend. I'm really glad you've joined me tonight. Wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is, this moment is just for you. A quiet corner of calm to help your mind drift and your body soften into rest. Here we take slow walks through the softest corners of history. There's no rush, no drama, just gentle stories from long ago. So dim your lights, find a cozy position, and maybe turn on a fan for that soft, sleepy background hum. Tonight, we're traveling to the banks of the Nile, where reeds grow thick, the sun rises golden, and a quiet craft begins. This is the story of how ancient Egyptians made papyrus. The sun rises slowly over the Nile. It starts as a pale glow on the eastern horizon, warming the tops of swaying palms, casting long shadows over the reeds. The river stirs gently, lapping against the muddy banks with a rhythm as old as time. Their green stalks are strong, supple, their feathered tops rustling in the breeze. Along the edge of the water, the tall papyrus plants stretch upward. The splash of a bird landing nearby, the rustle of linen robes as a young apprentice walks toward the water's edge. In the soft hush of morning, you might imagine the croak of a distant frog. He's the son of a papyrus maker, and today, like so many days before, begins with the harvest. His name is Ahmose. He's not a noble, nor a priest. Ahmose kneels near the thickest cluster of papyrus. The earth is cool underfoot, still damp with dew. With practiced care, he slides his blade along the base of a tall stalk and gives a soft pull. It separates with a satisfying hiss. Each cut is smooth, deliberate. The sound of water sloshing fills the silence. A soothing, steady rhythm. The papyrus must be harvested while it is fresh and full of moisture. Each one must be clean, even, and slightly damp with the plant's natural sap. Too dry, and it will crack. Too young, and it won't hold together. He works slowly, gathering only the finest stalks. His hands are stained faintly green, a sign of a day well spent. One layer running vertically, the other placed gently across it, running horizontally. It forms a simple grid. The earliest beginnings of a page, but all around, the pace remains gentle, unhurried. The bundle grows heavier. Soon his reed basket is filled. He lifts it over his shoulder and makes his way back toward the house. The sun is warmer now. The birds have grown louder. Back at the family workshop, the courtyard is quiet. Clay jars line the walls. Flat stones sit in the shade, waiting to be used. Ahmose and his father rinse the papyrus stalks in cool water, washing away dirt and loose fibers. Then, with small knives, they peel away the outer skin to reveal the pale, ivory-colored core, soft and fibrous like a bundle of threads. This inner core is carefully sliced into thin strips. The strips are laid out in rows. The crisscross papyrus strips are damp and delicate. To help them bond, a wooden board is gently laid on top. Then flat stones are placed carefully to add weight. There's no rush. The sap acts like a glue, binding the fibers together with time and pressure to carry whatever message the future brings. While the papyrus presses, the family eats a quiet midday meal. Lentil stew, figs, barley bread, all served from handmade pottery. After several hours, the weight is removed. The sheet, now fused into one, is left to dry in the sun. The soft whisper of the reeds, the croak of a single frog. It curls slightly at the edges. The surface has texture, not rough, but not too smooth either, just enough to hold ink. The next morning, the sheets are polished with smooth stones or shells. The goal is to remove any roughness, just enough so a reed brush can glide across. Ahmose watches closely as his father prepares ink, made from soot, gum, and water. The scent is earthy, faintly sweet. He dips the brush and writes a name. Ink sinks in quickly. No smudging, no bleeding. The papyrus holds the letters with grace. Later, the sheets will be trimmed, rolled, or stacked. Some will go to scribes, others to priests, and many will simply wait. Evening comes again to the Nile. The sun sinks low, turning the river amber, stretching long shadows across the reed beds. Ahmose walks alone now, back to the place where the papyrus grows. He kneels, places his hand gently on a stalk, and smiles. From this plant, a page. From this page, a word. From that word, perhaps a memory that lives forever. He listens to the river's murmur, and now the night wraps itself around the river. The breeze softens, the stars emerge, and the earth grows still. The papyrus sleeps, the water sleeps, and so may you. Let go of your day. Breathe gently. Let the quiet craft of ancient hands carry you softly into rest, not far from Ahmose's home at the heart of the temple complex. Sacred texts are copied on the very papyrus sheets his family creates. The temple scribe, an elder with calm hands and quiet breath, sits cross-legged near a cool stone wall. His tools are arranged with care: a reed pen, a pot of ink, and a narrow papyrus scroll unrolled across his lap. He writes slowly, not in haste, not for show, but in deep devotion. Each glyph is drawn with gentle reverence. The ink flows steady and smooth. The scroll tells a prayer, a hymn to the god Thoth, or perhaps a record of the stars. Outside, palm fronds sway in the heat. Inside, all is still. The papyrus holds not just words, but faith, memory, and wonder. Long after the scribe rolls up the final scroll, the journey of papyrus continues. Long after Ahmose lays his tools aside, across the deserts, traders pack rolls of papyrus in woven chests, carrying them along camel routes to far-off lands. Some sheets will find their way into markets in Thebes, others will travel up the Mediterranean. To Greek scholars, Roman merchants, and distant libraries, still holding stories, songs, and names written in ink, long dry. In time, the papyrus plant will fade from use, but its gift, the written word, will linger. Even now, deep in the sands, archaeologists discover fragments of ancient scrolls. In quiet desert chambers, beneath layers of time and sand, the echoes of papyrus still whisper. Scholars brush dust from ancient scrolls with the gentlest hands, uncovering words last seen by eyes thousands of years ago. Some are broken prayers. Others, simple records, grain shipments, birth dates, or school exercises from young scribes. Even the smallest scrap carries the breath of a life once lived. A name, a number, a hope, scribbled in haste. Papyrus, though fragile, endures. It links us to minds long silent, and to stories waiting to be heard again. In village schools and temple courtyards, teachers guide young hands to write for the first time. They are knowledge, power, record, and promise. Using reed pens and soft voices, they show each symbol, each sound, slow and steady. Mistakes are gently corrected. Scrolls are carefully rolled and stored. The rhythm of learning is calm, deliberate, timeless. Papyrus becomes a bridge, from elder to youth, from spoken word to written thought. In wooden crates and redraft bundles, papyrus leaves the city. Merchant boats glide down the Nile, filled with goods, barley, copper, linen, and rolls of crisp, pale sheets. The scrolls are more than paper. In royal courts and merchant stalls alike, papyrus is treasured. Some scrolls never traveled far. They were placed in small temple libraries, tucked into niches, kept safe in silence. Shelves of papyrus, bundled and labeled. A breath of incense, soft footprints on sandstone floors. The word sleep, waiting for generations yet to come. The scribe's tools are few, but beloved. A reed pen, cut just so. An ink pot shaped from clay. A smooth stone for polishing. a fine basket to hold precious sheets. Each item is touched daily, cared for quietly. Like a musician's flute, the tools are extensions of thought, helping stories flow from hand to page. Papyrus recorded everything: taxes, marriages, dreams, debts. A grain count could be sacred. A name on a scroll could mean land, honor, or hope. Through careful writing, lives were remembered, trades were secured, and temples stayed strong. Centuries passed, empires rose and fell, but the scrolls endured, in tombs, in jars, in the corners of forgotten rooms. Papyrus yellowed, the ink faded, but the lines, the thoughts, remained. A whisper of the past, still here. From the banks of the Nile, to temples and tombs, to distant lands and dusty vaults. The papyrus journey is long, but it begins in silence, in soft wind, in the hands of a boy named Ahmose, and ends in wonder, in the quiet gift of thought made visible. The papyrus world was not loud, not fast, not loud or bright. It was thoughtful, layered, intentional. The images blur, and your mind drift with the papyrus. Each mark had meaning, each scroll a step forward. From a reed came wisdom. From wisdom came peace. Now the scrolls returned to rest, rolled gently, placed on stone shelves, dust settling soft. The Nile drifts quietly. The moonlight falls, and all becomes still again as you lie there. But the sounds fade, carried by river wind, held by ancient words, embraced by sleep. Sleep well, dear listener. Somewhere beyond this moment, a boy still walks the river, still cuts the reed, still writes the name. And you are part of that quiet memory now. Good night, and thank you for listening. Thank you for joining me. Sleep well. Good night.